I'm here with Rosie on day 28, and we're feeling very creative. We're feeling like setting goals and sticking with them. There she goes. It's the first day of school for my kids, and one thing that we did was write down and talk about specific goals. And we decided that on this first day we were going to get right to it. They even said, you know, it's the first day, do I have to? And I said, no, we've got to stick with these goals because we're setting ourselves up to do it every day. And I think they left feeling like they've accomplished something. So I'm encouraging you to keep setting these goals and really holding yourself to it. And if you have somebody to help you, like a private teacher or a parent or a friend who can say, hey, have you done your goal today? Have you done your practicing today? What day are you on? It can be very helpful. So with that in mind, let's begin our practice so we are ready to go. Okay, here we are on day 28. I want to remind you of the steps that we're going to take before we play all of our things today, whether it's a scale or a solo. I want us to breathe 3 times, nice and slow. As you're breathing, I want you to start feeling the pulse of whatever you're going to play. Here we're going to play triplets on our chromatic scale. So I want you to feel triplet, 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 and then visualize yourself going up and over the top of the scale, slurring as you go up and tonguing as you go down. Breathe in again and think in your mind, I have practiced for this. I am ready. I can do this. And it's going to be beautiful music, even if it's just a chromatic scale. Actually, I think chromatic scales are really beautiful and amazing. And I particularly like playing them as triplets. So let's do that today. Here's our scale. I'll move it a little closer. One more breath in. Triplets. Ready, go. Interesting. Okay, so let's try that again. I'm going to breathe even deeper. Try to hold my breath even longer. Ready, go. I'm going to speed it up just a hair to help with the breathing. When you start wanting to do your scales in one breath, it's a real nice encouragement to try to go faster. Okay, so now we're at 76. Same thing though, triplets. Feel them before you start to play. Tell yourself you can do this. Ready, go. All right, we just did the scale 3 times, which is fantastic. That repetition is going to really help you. Okay, now we're on to our major scales, and we're going to play only E flat and A flat major today. We're going to practice the 2 with the most flats in them. Of course, there are scales that have even more flats, which is great. You can start working on those. I love it. Okay, so I'm going to set our metronome and we're going to continue with our triplet feel for today. Let's try the same thing that we've been doing, 16th notes on A flat major and then triplets for the arpeggio. Okay, so we're playing our scale from memory, You can totally do this. Breathe in and tell yourself you've been practicing this. You can do it. 4 flats from memory. Slurring up, tonguing down. Visualize yourself as you breathe in again, doing a really good job. Slurring up and over and then tonguing down, making beautiful music the whole way. Take a deep breath in. Ready, go. Wow, that was a really good challenge. I'm going to slow it down now to 56 and see how that feels. Doing the same thing. Let's see if we can get even more notes. 16ths and then triplets for the arpeggio. Ready, go. There we go. That felt pretty good. Let's do E flat major now. So we have 3 flats, and we're going to do the same thing. 16th notes, then triplets. So breathe in deeply. Feel your shoulders come back and down as you breathe in. You're going to center your whole body and feel yourself stack up like you're a stack of blocks and you're balancing yourself. So you have E flat. Ready, go. Good, let's try that again. Deep breath in, ready, go. And triplets. I called them triplets again. Okay, arpeggios. All right, so now we're going to move on and we're going to work on the double today. So let me get our paper. Okay, so I'm going to have us work on the last section of the double first. So we're going to begin right here and we're going to do 3 different tempos. Let's start at 56, right where we were on the scale. Okay, so this is still our 8th note. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, so think about the key. We've got 2 sharps. We're going to play the 32nd note groupings in groups of 4. Thinking about the middle, I want you to really push the air through like you're crescendoing in the middle of each of those groups, just to give yourself more air for your fingers to rest on instead of rushing. Okay, deep breath. Here we go. Excellent. So ask yourself, if you played that pretty well, where were the places that need a little bit more care and attention? You might want to stop the video and work on those. Or this time through, as we play it again, I want you to think about those moments. Maybe write something in your music. For example, when I was cracking in this measure and I wrote tone, I've noticed that I focused on the tone and where I want my embouchure to be on, and I haven't really cracked since I wrote that little note. So it's important to really use your pencil and remind yourselves of things you need to think about as you're performing this piece. So we were at 56. I'm going to make it go faster. We're going to go to 69. See how that feels. A little bit faster. Okay, let's try it again. See if we can fix any mistake that we did. Deep breath in. Ready, go. If you've been listening to the recordings, you may have noticed that while the flute is playing the double, the accompaniment is playing the Polonaise. So they fit together like this beautiful puzzle. So one thing that you can do with your classmates and your flute friends is have somebody play the Polonaise and somebody play the double and see if you can make it sound like the recording, like a duet. It's really fun to do. You can do it with your teacher too. Okay, so that was 69. I want to just go a little bit faster. Let's try 76. All right, here we go. Deep breath in, same place, second half of the double. Ready, go. Great, so that was 76. I'm going to write down in my notebook the tempos that we just took so that as we practice it on the first part of the double, we can maintain the same tempo. So I'm going to move the music down just a hair. Let's go back to our 54 eighth note tempo and see how this first part feels here. Let's just go right to the second ending. Okay, nice and slow. I want you this time to think about your posture and your hand position. Are you holding your flute in a really good way so it's pressed against your chin and helping you go through those 30-second notes fast? You don't want your flute to jiggle around or anything. Keep it stable. All right, here we go. Deep breath in. You can do this. Ready, go. Great. Okay. I love that 54. It feels so nice and gentle. Let's try 69. A little bit more exciting. Deep breath in, shoulders back and down. Relax those muscles. Ready, go. Good. Okay, one more time. 76. So take a deep breath in. Feel the emotions that you want people to feel when you play this. Is it happy? Is it elegant, like a king or a queen? Or some other thought? I want you to maybe even write it in your mind. Like, for example, or write it on the paper. Elegant. Elegant. But also happy. I think. These are words for me. And I'm going to try to feel that and portray that like I was an actress on stage. Okay, here we go. Deep breath in. Ready, go. Maybe happy isn't the best word. Maybe mysterious would be a good one or something else like that. But you can think about it and try to have your own emotion attached to this music. Okay, so we're going to stop there for our practicing and we're going to go on into our practicing for the actual audition. So here we go, the blank screen. Let's try A major. That's going to be our first scale in our audition, okay? So I'm going to set the metronome at 60 and we're going to try to play 16th notes. How does that feel? 1 E ended, 2 E ended. Remember, A major is the scale with 3 sharps. So if you need to, finger F sharp, C sharp, and G sharp on your flute. And visualize yourself as you breathe in deeply. You're going to be fabulous. You love scales. It's going to be great. You've practiced for this. Imagine the screen in front of you and the judges are on the other side of the screen. I want you to really try to visualize as in close detail as you can to what you think it's going to be like so that you're ready when you get there. And this is how you're going to feel, and you're going to stand strong and you're going to play this scale and it's going to be fabulous. Okay, so last breath in. Ready, go. Let's try it one more time to give you another chance on that scale. I'm going to have it as 8th notes now. See how that feels. Deep breath in. You can do this. Ready, go. Both speeds are perfectly fine for the audition. Whatever you can play cleanly. Okay, so now I'm going to grab our music for the audition. We're going to do the Badinerie. And just for fun, let's play the first part today. Okay, remember, as you get ready to play this and you start breathing in deeply, 3 breaths, you're going to really visualize this is the big ending to your whole concert. This is the big finale, and it's going to be exciting and amazing, and you're going to breathe deeply. You're going to play all these dynamics, and it's going to sound great. You've practiced for this. One more breath in as I set the metronome so you can feel the pulse. Da, di, da. Oh wait, this is going to be our quarter note. Da, di, da, da, di, da, da, di, da, da. Da, da, di, da, di, di, da, da, di, da, da, dum. Okay? So kind of pump yourself up as you take one more breath and feel that pulse. Deep breath in. Ready, go. How'd that feel? It felt pretty fast. It's faster than we've gone before, but it's a good tempo. So try it a little bit slower. That metronome marking was 69. So if that felt too fast, then click your metronome down, but keep it on the quarter note and see if you can keep it moving. Okay, so that was our solo for the Bach. We're also going to do the Polonaise today because you'll have to do a part of the Polonaise and double in your audition. But we're going to start with a chromatic scale. This is our next room, let's say. And the chromatic scale, let's play it as 16th notes, and I'm setting the metronome at 54. Da, 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 da. Okay, so breathe in and feel that pulse, feel the 16th notes, imagine slurring up and down. You've already done it 3 times, so you know you can do this. Okay. Deep breath in, ready, go. Fantastic. Okay, so now let's try the Polonaise. We're going to try the second half of the Polonaise. So we're going to start on the second line. And let me set on our metronome just so that we're not tempted to stop. Okay? All right, so here we go with our breaths, visualizing. Remember, you want to have an idea of the emotion for this music. What does the Polonaise sound like to you? And remember, this is the second line, so we've already said something on the first line, and we're repeating it, only it's higher and more exciting on the second line. So really think open and happy, or whatever emotion you can do. Breathe out. Tell yourself you can do this. You've practiced for this. You are so ready for this. Hear the music before you play it. Deep breath in. Ready, go. Fantastic. So hopefully that went well for you and you feel comfortable with it. If not, try it again. Go a little bit slower. Turn off the video and just work on it a little bit. Okay, so here we have our sight reading excerpt. This is actually a beautiful, beautiful excerpt from St. Matthew's Passion by J.S. Bach, who we're really getting to know here. Okay, so we're just going to play a random spot. Let's play this because it's got some 16th notes in it with accidentals, and I think that will be good for us. So how about, let's do the last 3 lines, okay? So let's imagine you've never seen this, never heard it before, and you see a bunch of 16th notes. I want you to take note if there's some ties, be ready for ties. Start tapping your foot and thinking about how fast do I want these 16ths. Remember, you don't want them too fast because you want to play them cleanly. So think kind of moderate tempo. There's nothing in the key to tell us anything, so it's just these accidentals. I see G sharps. So I'm starting to tap my foot and I'm thinking 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E. I think I can do that comfortably, so I'm going to set the metronome on. It's going to be slower than what we were just doing. And breathe in. Remember, you're going to try to be as expressive as you can, using beautiful tone. Try to make this sound like it's ready for a concert, even the first time you play it. Okay, let's see how we do. Go at it with an open heart and an open mind. Encourage yourself. I want you to just in your head say, I'm going to go for this. I'm going to go for it. I'm not going to give up. I've practiced sight reading. I can do this. Okay, here we go. Deep breath. Ready and go. Wow, that was challenging. I've played that a lot, and starting in the middle and having the metronome on at a different pulse was really challenging. So that actually would be a good sight reading. One thing that I noticed was difficult was, we've played this grace note. We played it the way we did it in the Polonaise and the double. So we kind of know how to handle grace notes in Baroque music now. But then also the rests were a little bit challenging. I had to really think hard and think, wait, where am I and how am I doing this? The long note was challenging, making sure I held it long enough think of 3 of these would fit into one of those. So sometimes slow excerpts for sight reading are a real challenge, and it's the rests and the long notes that sometimes mess us up more than the little notes. Also, sight reading, it can be difficult to remember, wait, was that a C sharp or is that a C natural, because it was all the way at the beginning of the measure. Once you start practicing, you could go ahead and write in that C sharp so that you remember that it's there, that that accidental happened in the beginning of the measure. But there's a lot to think about. That's why it's so good to practice sight reading. Pick up any random music and just try to read it, and set that metronome on so that you aren't tempted to stop. That's the big thing. Remember, don't stop. Okay, so we haven't stopped yet. We're moving on to day 30. So tomorrow I will see you on day 29. On the centered flute, I've started posting videos about Don Green and his tips for auditioning, centering yourself. There'll be even more on every day. I want you to watch those, and I want you to think about how you're going to feel and how you're going to get ready for playing under pressure and playing your very best. Keep practicing, because that's part of it. You can always tell yourself that you're ready for it and you've practiced and you can do this. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow on day 29.